Oh, there you go. She's there. She's there. Oh. Got him.
It is early fall, and early fall is so unpredictable. You can have really cold mornings, super warm afternoons, and we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, fishing the Twin City area with my good friend, pro guide Ryan McMahon. Now, Ryan is in shorts, which is not early fall conditions, but you never know. So, Ryan, what about this kind of weather?
Well, it can really fluctuate. It can be very cold in the mornings, warm during the day. Fish are up shallow, they're off the edge. Little bit of everything, blades, topwaters. Let's see what they want and let's go get them.
The Musky Hunter, brought to you by Yeti Coolers, Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, Ontario, Canada, Shimano, Power Pro, Mercury Outboards, Ranger Boats, Joe Booker Outdoors, Musky Mayhem Tackle, Motor Guide, and Musky Innovations.
Out here, you need a ride you can depend on and strength you can rely on. You need a boat that tackles the elements and handles the tackle. You need the quality and peace of mind only one brand delivers, the all-new Ranger FS Pro. It's raising the bar with more brains, more brawn, and more bragging rights. The Ranger FS Pro Series. Technology that makes waves. Strength that crushes them.
I use the flip daily. I'm fishing all the time in all types of conditions, from snow to rain to super dry and hot days. Having a product that can not only work as a cooler for me, but also as a dry bag is super important. It's kind of like a puzzle in my boat. I can plug in one size, like the 12, and then the 18 goes here. Keeps my boat big, and it makes my day on the river that much more enjoyable.
At Mercury, there are no limits to what we'll do to make sure you have no limits either. The V8 Mercury Pro XS. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
We had a real cold night last night. So what happens is this time of year in early fall, a lot of times with the cold nights, those fish will move shallow, they'll push shallow, particularly on the sand or that inside weed line where we've got weeds and sand. So right now we're making a big drift along here, and to the right you've got sand, you can see some of the docks in here, and then just to the left there's weeds, and so we're just drifting along that edge, bumping the boat in and out, hoping there's some shallow cruisers that came in last night that might be able to get this morning.
Oh, there we go.
Fish. Yeah.
Fish.
I'm coming. And a bomb cast. I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Nice fish. Getting upwind of me here.
Uh-oh. You get around the other side, or did it turn the boat?
No, just come. Oh, it's off. Oh.
Oh, man. I hate when they get upwind like that.
I know, I know. Fish! Got it.
I don't know what I got. It's coming at me.
Feel good?
I can't really tell. It's been just charging right at me.
Nice. Nice one, Jim.
All right. Beautiful. In the shallow sand. Just crushed that showgirl. It's awesome. Oh, yeah. Beautiful fish. Look at that one. Ah. Just gorgeous. Nice and warm. Unlike the air. Let that net over. All right. Beautiful. Yeah, when I was fighting him at first, he was swimming at me, he hit, and I'm like, oh, is this a pike?
I know, yeah.
Because he was just swimming at me, not fighting real hard, and then when he made the turn, and I'm like, no, and then I'm like, oh, he got bigger.
Well, at first I saw him head shake, but then I'm running to grab the net, set my rod down, and every time I look back, your rod was like barely bent.
Yeah, because he was just swimming at me.
Just charging.
And I thought, okay, I'm not gonna let up, in case it's a small muskie.
Yeah,
you know, I was thinking, you know, if he would have got off, I was like a 30-incher.
Yeah.
You know, a 32-incher. Now, fishing this shallow, sandy area, one of the advantages or things is to throw a smaller bladed bucktail like this number 8 showgirl. This is a classic shallow bait. And I think it's one of those situations, you've got a lot of minnows that are up shallow. It's bright, it's, you know, kind of clean up there. So using a smaller profile bait and really throwing it out there and cranking it in fast. I'm not fishing it slow. I'm throwing it out there and I am giving it some speed to bring it through, you know, over that shallow cover and make them chase it down and eat it. Because if they're up there, a lot of times in this wind, particularly in this kind of situation, they're going to be active. So you want to fish a smaller bucktail in this situation in any sand, inside weed line transition, and usually that's the ticket.
Oh, little spotter. Got it? Yep. Nice. I'm coming.
Hold on, I'm going to turn her towards you.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that wild pattern.
Pretty.
What a cool fish.
I know. I just kind of saw him just kind of hanging back a little bit, and I came and I sped it up, and little guy went around and just couldn't take it. Had to have it. Had to have the showgirl. Shallow sand. Okay. This fish has got a really cool pattern on its side and on its back. It's just like, you know, every now and then all these muskies are kind of different. This guy's got a really cool pattern. I got to show you. This looks really neat. Just take a look at the back on that fish right there. Look at that. Is that kind of cool? His whole head, and just look at that pattern. Just really nice fish. Really cool. Gorgeous. Gotta love it. There you go, dude. Feisty. One thing you really want to get used to is start using your side imaging. As muskie anglers, we're not necessarily looking for muskies all the time, unless you're fishing a sand bottom or a hard bottom, you know, rocky bottom, you can see them. But often, you know, you can spot weeds on the side. Sometimes you can spot bait. Sometimes you can spot muskies that are out there suspended or just out from the cover. But it's a great way, like any other tool, to learn about the structure or the cover you're fishing. You'll be able to see if there's a patch of boulders on a spot that might hold muskies. You'll be able to see a thicker patch of weeds versus a thinner patch. So get used to using your side imaging a little bit when you're fishing, and you'll learn a lot more about the cover. And if you learn about the cover, you can learn where the muskies are located.
Ox don't care if it's hard work. Ox don't care if it's rough ground. Ox don't care if it's a heavy load. Nothing outworks an ox. The Ox from Tracker Off-Road. A breakthrough American value at $57.99 plus freight.
Out here, you need a ride you can depend on and strength you can rely on. You need a boat that tackles the elements and handles the tackle. You need the quality and peace of mind only one brand delivers. The all-new Ranger FS Pro. It's raising the bar with more brains, more brawn, and more bragging rights. The Ranger FS Pro Series. Technology that makes waves. Strength that crushes them.
At Mercury, there are no limits to the lengths we'll go to make sure you have no limits either. Unlimited adrenaline. Unlimited fun. Unlimited weekend. Except maybe having to go home eventually. The V8 Mercury Pro Access. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
As muskie anglers, we all plan, prepare, and are consumed in the pursuit of a trophy muskie. Skix is available with two-piece saltwater-tested tough technology for easy storage in your boat or truck, and are designed to handle any muskie lure. You can be assured you're backed by precision Shimano technology. If you fish for skis, you need these.
Introducing the all-new Tour Series. The only true cable-steered trolling motor with GPS anchor. With the impact breakaway and rugged metal outer column you need, the Zero Flex metal foot pedal you want, and traditional cables that provide smooth, responsive steering. All built with the industry's most powerful lift assist system, truly universal high-definition integrated sonar imaging, and the industry's most accurate pinpoint GPS anchor. Now that's tournament grade. That's Motor Guide Tour.
Where's the dream destination of all muskie anglers? Ontario. And for good reason. It's loaded with giant muskies. Ontario has hundreds of waters with thousands of spots loaded with trophy muskies waiting for you. Don't fight the crowds. Explore the waters of Ontario. Fish alone and get back in touch with nature. Ontario, it's the place where muskie dreams come true. To find out more about my favorite Ontario muskie waters, check out gofishinontario.com.
Lauren Kozak of East St. Paul, Manitoba, caught and released this 50 3/4 inch muskie from the Lake of the Woods in Ontario.
So often in these pressured waters, it's really a first on, last off kind of thing, where you want to be the first on the water, last off the water to take advantage of early morning, late evening bites. Ryan, are you a big proponent of that kind of stuff, or are you just fishing whenever you can fish?
Yeah, Jim, I mean, absolutely. It's September, it's been warm, it's been cold. We're not quite sure if the fish are going to be shallow, if they're going to be deep, but if you get out early in the morning, it's great to check up on top of those spots right away. And then as the sun gets higher, a lot of times those fish will push out a little bit deeper. So definitely like to be out early, be the first one on the lake, and try to surprise them.
So Ryan, how long have you been guiding now?
Well, I've been at it about 10 years now, Jim. Yeah, it's crazy how fast that's gone. You know, and I started out pretty much just guiding here around the Twin Cities, and really have kind of branched out around the state of Minnesota. And you know, over those 10 years, I mean, things have really changed, so you've had to kind of stay on your toes, and you know, learned a lot of lakes around here, and then out in western Minnesota as well, where I do a lot. I've been up to Vermilion and in different bodies of water, but yeah, hoping for another 10 years.
Conditions are obviously changing. We got some clouds rolling in. It's still super warm. It was cold this morning, crazy warm now, but it's so important. I'm sure, Ryan, like you got here versus anywhere else, to kind of have a different group of lakes in your pocket you can switch with the conditions.
Yeah, you know, in the Twin Cities here, you know, a lot of these lakes aren't huge. So being able to switch it up a little bit, maybe go from darker water to clear water when the clouds roll in, having a few different options like that is great and can keep you on more bites. Oh, there's one. Nice fish. That's a good fish.
Yeah.
A little late, but she turned.
Yeah.
And then stuck around again, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, she came in deep and slow. You know, it just went flat, a little bit of weather change, and it's crazy how that can happen with these fish. But she came in, didn't quite get interested, but she was there. Good sign.
Throw this thing back.
We've moved out to the outside edge, you know, classic way you'd fish almost any spot. We've had super bright conditions and not a lot of action. We tried shallow, went over the flats, we're out on the edge working them, and now that we had a little bit of weather, all of a sudden we've had a couple fish show up in some of the spots. So always remember, the fish are either deep, shallow, or somewhere in between, but in this case, just kind of pull out to the edge and just start probing away, looking for little points, turns, and fingers.
Oh, there you go. She's there. She's there. Got him. Wow.
That was really cool.
Look at those head shakes.
Swim in there, yeah.
Nice.
Wow. That was fun. He was swimming around like a maniac. I put the speed on, he'd fly around and kind of hung out of nowhere and ate it. That was awesome.
Those were some major league head shakes down there.
Yeah.
That was like a paint shaker. That was just a classic example of speeding it up on the straightaways on the figure eight and then hanging it in the corners. And each turn that fish got more and more cranked up.
That was fun. That was crazy, that guy. So much energy. All right. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Got a nice one. Gotta love it. Oh yeah. Put her back. Ryan, that one just came chasing in.
She meant business.
Yeah, love it. All right. Game on. I wasn't burning it until I saw the fish kind of coming. I gave it a little speed, you know, but I mean, in bringing it in, I've just been trying to keep it above the weeds, you know?
Yeah. Well,
because seeing those fish kind of down, you know?
When we were like running up on those weeds, I was thinking like, gosh, it'd be nice to be like having the first third of the retrieve be over those weeds and then like relaxing that bucktail.
Right, yeah. And that's kind of what I was trying to do. That I had been doing on this side, and then it got a little bit thicker on that side. We all look forward to muskie fishing in the fall. The thoughts of giant, big muskies, big fat muskies in the fall. It's what muskie fishing is all about. But one thing I think about in early fall, the very first signs of fall, when you have cold nights that start happening, is you get a resurgence of muskies into the cover. Whether it be shallow weeds, shallow sand, or shallow rocks, when the weather starts to get cold, those big fish slide shallow. And when they slide shallow, they're much more catchable. Don't wait for late in the fall to catch them. When the signs of fall come, get out there and hit the shallow cover, and the muskies are gonna be there.
I use the flip daily. I'm fishing all the time in all types of conditions, from snow to rain to super dry and hot days. Having a product that can not only work as a cooler for me, but also as a dry bag is super important. It's kind of like a puzzle in my boat. I can plug in one size like the 12 and then the 18 goes here. Keeps my boat big, and it makes my day on the river that much more enjoyable.
Ox don't care if it's hard work. Ox don't care if it's rough ground. Ox don't care if it's a heavy load. Nothing outworks an ox. The Ox from Tracker Off-Road. A breakthrough American value at $57.99 plus freight.
Ontario, Canada. The breathtaking scenery, the incredible wildlife, the endless sunsets, and the muskies. Ontario, Canada is home to the greatest musky waters in the world, and giant muskies are awaiting your next cast. Explore the waters of Ontario and catch your personal best.
To find out more about my favorite Ontario waters, check out gofishinontario.com.
Out here, you need a ride you can depend on and strength you can rely on. You need a boat that tackles the elements and handles the tackle. You need the quality and peace of mind only one brand delivers. The all-new Ranger FS Pro. It's raising the bar with more brains, more brawn, and more bragging rights. The Ranger FS Pro Series. Technology that makes waves. Strength that crushes them.
At Mercury, there are no limits to the lengths we'll go to make sure you have no limits either. Unlimited adrenaline. Unlimited fun. Unlimited weekend. Except maybe having to go home eventually. The V8 Mercury Pro XS. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
It's time for the Yeti Tough Moment. In early fall, when fishing any water, you hope for cooler nights to bring muskies shallow. Ryan and Jim encountered the first cold morning of the fall season, and the water temperatures dropped 3 degrees from the previous evening. Just like clockwork, a pack of muskies moved into the shallow sand. Ryan and Jim burned smaller bucktails along the inside edges, and the muskies cooperated. Now that's Yeti Tough.
We've definitely had some weather rolling in. In fact, there's a tornado watch. Not a warning. We looked on the radar and there's no storms coming through, so we're safe and everything. But when you get weather like this that happens, all of a sudden you need to get on a good spot. When you had several hours of maybe nothing happening and you're trying different patterns, all of a sudden the stars align and the weather is good, that's when on pressured waters you can get those fish to bite. So get on your A spots when the good weather moves in.
See there's she was back there. Came in real late. I turned this way and she coasted that way.
Is it a big one, you think?
Kind of that cookie cutter size.
I'll take them. All good.
We're still moving around a little bit. Once a musky spot, always a musky spot. You know, because like, look at us. I mean, how many times we come over here and caught fish right here?
Right.
You know, and like, even when fishing's tough and they're not showing themselves, you still can go to your old faithful spots that, you know, if they have weeds, if they have, you know, all the makings for a spot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give up on history, right?
Right.
I mean, and whether it's a pressured water or not, doesn't really matter. In fact, sometimes that's more important because you've got history in those spots and you got to live with it.
And that's just the thing, you're not getting a lot of, you know, cues as to where they are unless they're biting the end of your line, you know? So here on these metro lakes, you want to stack all the odds you can in your favor. You know, you might have some fishing where you're not seeing a whole lot of fish. When you have these majors and minors, these solunar periods come up, you definitely want to go to tried and true spots. Even if you're not seeing anything, you want to be on good water, on good spots at that time. And it's amazing how these windows will open up when there's seemingly no fish moving. All of a sudden you'll have a flurry where you might have 2 or 3 fish going at a time. And you want to be ready, locked and loaded, and make all the right moves in those periods. Oh, there she is. Wow.
Nice power run.
Yeah. Oop. Might be. Where are we going here, sweetheart? Oop. Oh boy.
Okay. You wrapped up?
Yeah, she's coming over this way, Jim.
Got it.
Yeah. Went hard into the net.
Nice. I like it when they like to swim in the net.
Makes it easy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, nice job.
We're in a window.
Yeah, we are. The window is open. Sweet. But it's exactly what we said, huh? Moved one, came back, and got a different one.
Saw a real big one on this spot on this big weed flat, and we had come into a situation where the moon's about to set, and we spun the boat around, came back, weren't sure if we were going to actually catch the same one or not, or could there be a pack, and certainly there's a pack of fish out here.
All right, let's get a look at her here. Nice cowgirl junior fish, figure 8. She's a little ornery, but that's okay. Wow. This one likes the net.
Yeah.
A little too much.
Swam in there, likes to eat it.
Nice metro fish here. Chasing down bucktails. Eating them in the figure 8. Gotta love it. All right, let's get her back in. One more for the road.
Early fall can be really unpredictable. With the cold nights and the warm days, the muskies might be ultra shallow, on the flats, or on the outside edge. You just gotta check it all if you wanna catch them. Or better yet, if you're near Minneapolis, go fish with Ryan. He can show you how to catch them. Join us next week for another big fish adventure on The Musky Hunter.
Look at those head shakes. Got her. Yeah, nice job. Got her.
We're in a window.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful fish.
The Musky Hunter has been brought to you by these fine sponsors.
I had a 10 I caught a fish on here, kind of like this years ago. That's why I kind of grabbed one.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was sunny and windy. I'm like, eh.
When the water was super dark out here, I used to do well with white.
That was a superior figure 8 to trigger that huge one. He just came whipping around.
Yeah.
And I was in like, I gotta get this guy.
Yeah.